Yeah, good morning, my dear students. So this is the second class for projections of solids. If we just recollect what we have done in the last class, I had just explained what exactly you mean by a solid and what are the different types of solids. And then we started with projections of solids, but we did the simple position, that is when the solid is kept such that one of the axis, the axis is perpendicular to one of the planes, and we did three cases in that. That is when the axis is perpendicular to HP, when the axis is perpendicular to VP, then we did when the axis was parallel to both the reference planes. And in this particular session, I will be doing problems on projections of solids with axis inclined to both HP as well as VP. But before this, we need to know also how to do the projections of solids when the axis is inclined to one of the planes. Then we will extend that so that the axis is inclined to both the planes. Okay, now I just wanted to demonstrate that using this pentagonal prism. So if you just remember, in the last class, what we did was we had a pentagonal prism resting on one of its base on the ground, so that the axis is perpendicular to VP. Then we did the projections. And if we just see the projections, what we did in the last class was, it was only a single stage. That is, when the solid is in simple position, we can achieve that only in a single stage. Now, as you can see in this particular case, now what we want to do is, we wanted to see that axis is inclined to both the planes. Now for that, let us say when the axis is inclined to one of the planes also I can say. Now generally, when the axis is inclined to one of the planes and parallel to other, or to be more precise, if I say axis is inclined to HP and parallel to VP, that problem can be done in two stages. That is the stage 1. Stage 1 corresponding to axis in solid is in simple position, and in the second stage we are going to incline the solid with reference to one of the planes. So I can say that when the axis is inclined to one plane and parallel to other, that can be achieved in stage 1 and stage 2. And if I say that axis is inclined to both the planes, then we are going to have one more stage, that is the third stage. So remember, whenever we have a problem wherein the axis is inclined to both the planes, that can be achieved in three stages. Stage 1, simple position. What do we mean simple position? That is, axis is perpendicular to one plane and parallel to other. Second stage. In the second stage, I can say axis is inclined to one plane and still it is parallel to other. And in the last stage, we are going to get wherein the axis is becoming inclined to both reference planes. Okay, now let us consider this particular wherein the axis is inclined to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, now as you can see that I have just kept this particular solid on HP. So you can just consider my palm itself as your HP. Now in the stage 1, I will just write in this way. That is, when the axis is perpendicular to HP, we know that base is parallel to HP. Since base is parallel to HP, true shape and size will be seen in top view. So I need to start from top. So first I will draw the top view, then I will draw the corresponding front view. Okay, now in the second stage, I am going to incline the solid. Now this is very, very important, because I told you that whenever I want to start from top view, we need to know the orientation of the solid also. That is, how exactly this particular solid has to be oriented. Okay, now let us consider this. Now if I just have this particular pentagonal prism resting on its base on the ground, such that I am just considering one of the base edges perpendicular to VP. Is it okay? Now if I just in this particular way, now I can just simply, let us say if I just orient in this particular direction, now we can see that this particular solid is resting on one of the base edges on HP. Not only that, the axis is inclined to HP. So can you just make out? Okay. Now similarly, let us say if I wanted to rest or orient this particular solid in the other direction. Now we can see that if I orient in the other direction, then the corner is resting on HP. You can just see this. This is a corner now. So corner is resting on HP. Still, I can make this axis inclined to HP. So always, whenever we orient the solid in second stage, you should be careful. That is, how exactly this particular solid has to orient. Because let us say, if I randomly place it in the stage 1, let us say it is randomly placed. If I simply rotate, it may rest on one of the corners. Is it? And also this particular corner may not be a particular, these two sides which are passing through this corner may not be equal inclination also. So thereby, every student will have his own solution. Are you following what I am telling? That is, if I don't take care of this stage 1, then every student will have different orientations so that everybody will have hundreds of solutions. But I want to have a unique solution. So if I want to have a unique solution, in the problem statement, I need to mention. So I need to mention whether one of the base edges is resting on HP or it is resting on a corner. Okay. So obviously, whenever we do these problems, so what I do is, I will just mention that we have a pentagonal prism of, let us say, some side and axis. Then I will say that one of the base edges is resting on the ground. Then the axis is inclined to HP. So that is one type of problems. The other type of problem, I can also say that we have this pentagonal prism wherein it is resting on one of the corners. So you can just remember, we have only these two cases. No, whenever I say that it is resting on one of the base edges on the ground, in that particular case, if you are writing your top view, in the top view, the side which is resting on HP should be taken perpendicular to VP, or it should be perpendicular to XY line in the top view. Okay. Now let us say, if I say that a corner is resting on the ground or resting on HP, in that particular case, in the initial figure, I need to see that that corner containing the two sides should make equal inclinations with VP. So these two notes are very, very important. Based on the problem statement, I will be doing the problem in one of the cases. Is it okay? And especially remember, when you have this pentagonal prism, it is an irregular, it is not a symmetrical figure. Is it okay? Because if I orient in this way, it will rest on HP. If I orient in the other direction, it rests on VP. So you should be careful. But let us say if you have a symmetrical figure like a square prism, or let us say if you have an hexagonal prism, in those two cases, either I can orient in either in this direction or that direction, because it is a symmetrical figure, especially I can say for a square prism as well as for a hexagonal prism. Okay, now anyway I told you that this is my second stage. So now what will happen? I said this is my first stage. That is, in the stage 1, I have just taken one of the base edges perpendicular to VP, so that I would have written my top view and front view. Okay. Second stage, I will just rotate in this way. So if I rotate in this way means what? This particular base edge is resting on the ground. Is it okay? So now we can see, once I get the projection in the second stage, I can see the axis is inclined to HP, but what about with reference to VP still? With reference to VP still it is parallel. Is it okay? Now, if I go to the last stage, that is the third stage, I can say whether this particular solid has been inclined to both HP as well as VP. So this can be achieved in two methods. So one method is, I can say that the side which is resting on HP, this is the side now. So this particular side is inclined at some 45 degrees to VP. I can say like this. So can you just see what is happening to the solid now? So if I just simply have in this particular orientation, we can see that axis is still parallel to VP. But if I say that this particular side which is resting on HP is inclined at, let us say, certain angle to VP, now we can see the axis is becoming inclined to VP also. So thereby I can say that whenever we wanted to achieve the projection of solids when the axis is inclined upon the planes, I can also consider this particular case. That is, I can say axis inclined to HP, then one of the sides is inclined to VP. That is one type of problems. Another type of problem says, I can directly say that axis is inclined to HP to a certain angle and axis is inclined to VP also at an angle. So we have two types of problems wherein in the examinations we will be giving one of them. Is it okay? So with this introduction, I want to do one problem based on wherein the axis is inclined to both the planes.